Hello, you're welcome again as we look into just an introduction of price action. This time around, we'll be trading it with fundamentals. Okay, now let me tell you what that entails. That's we know already price action is just trying to for us to identify candlestick patterns and to also find quality zones, being demand or supply. All right. Now, when we talk about fundamentals, it's all about trying to use special tools or trying to use the news to identify the strength of a demand or supply zones. Okay, so our first thing first to do is to look at the price action, to look for candlestick patterns, and to determine which of the candlesticks will give us quality zones. Then after that, we then come to the fundamentals. We are going to be using, the previous strength of those demand zones with some stuff like that to determine the strength of that particular demand zone or supply zone that we might have determined from our price action. So that is all for this price action with fundamentals. Okay, now what we're going to do first thing first is that for price action we know how we determine our candlestick patterns, whereby we know already that in the market price doesn't move anyhow. It moves in a special way, whereby we have the low, we have the high. This is high, this is low. Price has taken out the low, and this is a previous high point that has not been taken out. So market moves in series of highs and low. All right, this is high, this is low. So therefore, what do we want price to do? We want price to come from this low point coming to this high point, take out the high point, and so on and so forth. That is how we understand price action. So what we want to determine is, okay, let's say this is demand zone. How are we sure that this demand zone will hold when price is coming down into this demand zone? All right, and how are we sure this supply zone is not the quality zone? That is all we are going to be finding out using this price action with fundamentals. They just like the combination of the two to give us very good trade. Despite all this, there are still going to be losing trade. That is just how the market is. All right, so now we have known that for us to determine the price action, we can use trading view to look for these candlestick patterns and quality zones. That is how we have been doing it. Then let's come to the fundamentals. How can we identify which zone, this particular zone we have determined from price action, how can we know that that zone is very strong to hold or it is not strong? Okay, because in a situation where we have demand and supply zone, that these two, they are valid, what are we going to trade? Are we going to be buying using the demand? Are we going to be selling using the supply zone? Most of the tools that is free for us to use is this particular one. So the tool that is free to use, when you go to your browser, just type in Finviz. Okay, Finviz. All right, you can use Google to search for it. It will take you to this page. Then on the page, let me zoom in so you see it clearly. On the page, make sure that you come to these features. On that features point, that's features, you can see it, right? Features, click on the features. After that, you come to click on performance. Click on the performance, and probably if this is not already there, you click on that one. Or and what we'll be using specially, we can use the month to day, strength analogy, or we can use just the monthly chart to know the strength of a particular pair. And we can also use the weekly or the daily. So all these I'll explain more better in the following videos. All right, so in this place it will tell us, let's look for example, at the bottom chart here we have natural gas. All right, natural gas is on this particular month to date performance is showing that the strength of natural gas is very low. So therefore, if we go to our chart, we'll be looking for selling opportunities. And how can we determine those selling opportunities? It is using price action, right? So when we use our price action, we can be able to determine if this particular natural gas is going to work in confluence with our price action. And if we see a particular supply zone, we are going to be selling. Using cocoa, for example, too, that's on the top there as our reference, we can see that when we go to our price action on TradingView, okay, we'll see that cocoa should be buying. So if cocoa is selling at our particular point of interest, we are going to be looking for opportunity to buy cocoa and all of those. So from this chart here, you can see that all this green button there is all about buying opportunities, and then coming downward, they are all about selling opportunities. So that is all we are going to be using in comparison, whereby we look for price action on the trading. So we look for price action on TradingView, and then we use what we have determined from the TradingView to look for fundamentals to know the strength of that particular zone and give us more confidence to take that trade. That's all for these particular videos, and in subsequent videos I will explain more on how we can use this particular way of trading price action with fundamentals as kind of confluence to have more confident and successful trade. That's all. Have a great time.